time do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Shift together here from the D-line.
Let's go!
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is Lamar Miller. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, team. Here we go.
After the run, Watson going to throw. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Shane Leckler now as he's on to punt for Houston. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 18. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They run the counter now on first down. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. The rookie from Stanford, Solomon Thomas. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Finding room at the 30. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thompson. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision. And receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Looking for White, and that's caught inside the And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 30 yards there. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Now a first down throw, Watson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Come on, let's go!
Watson on third down. And to the left side, Fedorowicz has it. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
Here we go!
A first down carry now for Miller. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physicaled. Spread things out a little bit and make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one good for 10 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure, and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Here we go. Green, 39. Detroit. Here we go.
First down, a run with Hyde. And down inside the 15 he goes. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
On second down, Hyde. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Here we go.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
So it's only 3 points on this opening drive of the third quarter, and even though that stretches out the lead, Charles, I think you'd have to consider this a win for the defense, no?
Couldn't agree more, Brandon. That offense got themselves in prime position to really open up this ball game, but the drive stalled out. And yeah, 3 points is very easy to get back in today's NFL.
And now out comes Houston. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Eric Armstead. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Come on, let's go. What? Nothing. What? Nothing. Let's round.
So the D-line's going to spread out. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's got his man on the crossing route. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
The Texans on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, Watson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Come on, let's go. Flex round.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Ryan looked down at my play sheet.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. Now a run with Hyde. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run high, and that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And they give this time to the tailback. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that what it is, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 48. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got some space here. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Now a handoff, running off, tackle right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Green 39. Let's go. Blue landed.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Here we go. Back there, Philly. Here we go.
Garoppolo. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Zach Cunningham in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the 4th.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. The play clock's running down. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Going deep for Hopkins. And got his man complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go.
They go play action here on 1st down. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 5. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side.
Another miss.
Still on his feet. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And the tight end goes in motion left. And he'll give it here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the 4th
time that maybe you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes in.